Paramatma Allahu Remas Kodayazadahu Hari Paramatma Allahu Remas Kodayazadahu.
Welcome, brothers and sisters, to the Meher Baba program. I'm your host, Fred Stankus, and this is the Meher Baba program featuring special guest Marc Brutus, who's just returned from India. And today's title of the program is A Flavor of Meherazad, and I suggest that that be named the new flavor at Baskin-Robbins. No. Marc, you just returned just about less than a week ago.
That's right.
And you were at Meherazad. Where is Meherazad?
Oh, let's see, it's in Maharashtra state. To give you a sense, Bombay is to the northwest, Pune is just almost northeast, and it's Ahmednagar, which is a small town, and Baba's Meherazad is about 12 miles outside of Ahmednagar.
I see.
By the way, I'm very happy to be here.
Oh, it's wonderful to have you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, yes.
I appreciate the opportunity to share these wonderful memories of India.
We're so happy you brought back these videos, because these are really sacred treasures to behold, to see Baba's close disciples, who are now probably up in the years in the 70s, 80s, and some near 90, and the opportunity, by the way, folks, for you to come and visit India, because you're wholeheartedly welcome to inquire. The phone number is at the end of the program, how to go to India on pilgrimage, because these disciples, the close ones of Meher Baba, probably will be with us, who knows, maybe another 5-10 years, and then it'll be just next generation.
Right.
So why don't we begin the program off with some film footage of Meher Baba, and we'll give Meher Baba's universal message that he gave years ago. We'll read it, and let's start now with that.
Meher Baba's universal message. I have come not to teach, but to awaken. Understand, therefore, that I lay down no precepts.
Throughout eternity, I have laid down principles and precepts, but mankind has ignored them. Man's inability to live God's words makes the Avatar's teaching a mockery. Instead of practicing the compassion he taught, man has waged crusades in his name. Instead of living the humility, purity, and truth of his words, man has given way to hatred, greed, and violence.
Because man has been deaf to the principles and precepts laid down by God in the past, in this present avataric form, I observe silence. You have asked for and been given enough words. It is now time to live them. To get nearer and nearer to God, you have to get further and further away from I, my, me, and mine. You have not to renounce anything but your own self. It is as simple as that, though found to be almost impossible. It is possible for you to renounce your limited self by my grace. I have come to release that grace.
I repeat, I lay down no precepts. When I release the tide of truth, which I have come to give, men's daily lives will be the living precept. The words I have not spoken will come to life in them.
I veil myself from man by his own curtain of ignorance and manifest my glory to a few. My present avataric form is the last incarnation of this cycle of time. Hence my manifestation will be the greatest. When I break my silence, the impact of my love will be universal, and all life in creation will know, feel, and receive of it. It will help every individual to break himself free from his own bondage in his own way. I am the Divine Beloved who loves you more than you can ever love yourself. The breaking of my silence will help you to help yourself in knowing your real self.
All this world confusion and chaos was inevitable, and no one is to blame. What had to happen has happened, and what has to happen will happen. There was and is no way out except through my coming in your midst. I had to come, and I have come. I am the Ancient One, Meher Baba. And that's the end of that message, the universal message of Meher Baba.
Right.
And Marc, you're going to now treat us to some glimpses, a little taste of India, or Meherazad, as you say.
Flavor of Meherazad.
Flavor of Meherazad.
The wonderful thing about Meherazad is that there's such a wonderful graciousness and warmth and greeting that welcomes every pilgrim there. So you will get a glimpse of that. Also, on Sundays, the pilgrims entertain the mandali. Throughout the week, they welcome and entertain us by telling stories about Baba's life, by sharing their lives. And you saw Katie's graciousness, giving so much of their time, their love.
There's pilgrims that come from various parts of the world,
all
not
over
just
the
America.
world. All over the world. There are people that are from South America, from Africa, from Europe, from Australia, New Zealand, from all over Asia, and many, of course, from India.
I see, and you stay in a pilgrim center when you arrive there.
Right.
And then you take a bus from the pilgrim center to the residence of these close disciples of Meher Baba, called Meherazad. So let's begin. Let's begin this flavor of Meherazad.
Sure thing.
Many years ago,
Oh, that's you, Marc.
about 20 years ago,
Many years ago, I used to do
perform
mime.
And
Here I'm going to try to recreate an improvisation.
People speak different
I did
languages, and
some years
maybe,
ago.
you know, they might enjoy.
So since most people there don't speak English, so silence is like a universal language, like music.
And so you're presenting a story in mind.
Right. This is, what should we call this? It's like a balloon seller. He's blowing balloons here. Actually, people can probably see this. This is in Mandali Hall.
And this is what, a Sunday afternoon?
Sunday afternoon, yes.
So they don't watch TV, they have live entertainment.
Yes, music and poetry.
And so what are you doing here? You have a balloon?
Yeah, this is like a balloon seller in a way. So you're watching him blowing up these balloons and then sort of giving them away. A little kid who loses the balloon. And he wants the biggest balloon in the world. So he gets the biggest balloon. He wants two of them. So he gets two, and there he goes. And in mime, when you make a turn like that, you mean you're transitioning into another character. So this is now the little boy. And the balloon burst. This is the biggest balloon.
Oh, Marc, you're wonderful.
Thanks, Fred. It's so big.
It's pulling you to the heavens.
Right. And it's because it's just a little boy. You see, it's just a... and he walks and then he just releases it.
That's wonderful. You feel so much love that is showered on you there.
Yes.
And so this is when pilgrims come, they are greeted here, huh?
Yes, and this is Erich, Baba's chief disciple, who would interpret his gestures and also the alphabet before that. And here you see all of the mandali welcoming each pilgrim as they come. And you can see how patient they are waiting in line for an embrace.
So this is very special times that these disciples are living, and they're still offering you a welcome and a hug. Because I heard recently that they were told that due to their age and health, they were not allowed to embrace people anymore.
Right.
And here Erich is he's
still
embracing people,
Yes,
so he doesn't obey the directives. Oh my, such love. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, Erich has been embracing people since, my God, since Baba dropped his body, and probably before that, 1969.
Look at the welcome here that he gives each person.
Yeah, look, he hugs everybody.
He goes,
It's almost 30 years now he's been hugging people.
Right.
These people, are they those the ones you mentioned to me from Iran?
Let's see, the group that's from Iran, not quite. No, there's Indian and he's an American.
So Erich was Baba's number one man
Exactly.
disciple who did a lot of his interpret of the gestures.
Right. And also reading the alphabet board. So he was essentially Baba's voice.
So he probably has story after story. And who's this Westerner, a lady?
Westerner, and behind her is Eric, who is from Norway. And this is
Oh, the gentleman with the
He's just moved
beret.
out, yeah.
He's from Norway.
From Norway, or lives in Norway right now. This is America. This is Balnatu, another one of
He's
Baba's
another one of Baba's disciples.
And to the right of that is Aloba, a Persian disciple of Baba's, who's also been with Baba since he was a boy. He was at Baba's school. That's Aloba.
Ah, so he's from Iran.
He's from Iran. Having it up with the camera.
They all seem to have a great sense of humor. Happy people.
The warmth.
Another lady.
Yes, this is Anavaz, another one of Baba's disciples. And just the human warmth. Baba said true spirituality is practicality. And so there is nothing, everything is so warm and human. Here's some more in Mandali Hall.
So these Westerners do entertain
Yes.
the people.
I think this song is I Can't Give You Anything But Love.
Those old popular songs. I can't give you anything but love, Baba. That's the only thing I can do. Baba will dream a while, scheme a while. We're sure to find oh happiness, and I get all those things you always find for. Gee, I'd like to see you looking swell, Baba. Might be now or later, I can't tell, Baba. Till that lucky day, you know, darn well, Baba, I can't give you anything but love. I'll take it, Keith.
So this gentleman is Keith Gunn.
Keith Gunn,
He's from the
Bay Area.
San Francisco area.
Yes, that's right.
And so he happened to be visiting,
Yes.
and he paired up with this lady
Lisa.
who's a singer,
Yes.
musician from the East Coast.
Right.
So just happenstance,
Yes.
happenstance.
Right.
Oh, wow. So that's what happens in India. In other words, you go to India, and you meet people in where the dining hall, when you
Right.
eat
Yes.
vegetarian food, isn't it?
Exactly. Strictly vegetarian.
And if you want to eat meat, of course, you could go to town. Some
Right.
people prefer if they want to eat meat, but of course, they don't get the beautiful amenities.
Exactly.
So every Sunday they have a program such as this,
Yes.
which is an entertainment.
Artists from around the world come and have an opportunity to entertain the Mandali. They're probably the most appreciative audience you'd ever see.
And there's a painting I see
Yes.
of Baba. That was done in India.
I think that's a Lin Art. You know the artist Lin
That's
Art?
right. That's
Yeah.
the artist who is nearly blind.
Right. He's totally blind now.
Ah, yes.
Till that lucky day, you know, darn well, Baba, I can't give you anything but love.
Oh, there shows the audience. Packed in.
This is Mandali Hall. And in the left-hand corner is Baba's chair.
It looks like a Sikh gentleman.
Yes, and his wife.
So Baba has a lot of followers within India, besides, of course, the
Probably
West.
most of them.
And this is a young man,
Not so
Mr.
young.
Palmer.
Mark Palmer.
And what is he showing you?
He did some entertaining.
Much Kleiner, what is that?
That's a book that he has written. And there's Balna too again. Again, I'll just point out Baba's disciples who've been with him throughout the years, and Meherazad residents.
It feels such a good feeling there.
I love the
There's a feeling of,
accessibility.
I mean, these people always put on a happy face for you
Yes.
when you come and
Yes.
greet them every day, or when you come there. It's amazing.
It's like being with family. You're like your closest and warmest and best family and friends. The love that exists here, I wish I could bring it to the West. I wish we had the sort of familiarity and care for one another. This lady lives in Canada now. She's Indian.
Look at Erich's care, though, for these visitors. He greets them all as though they're like family.
Exactly. Now this is Meherabad, and there were a couple of baby owls that
Oh,
nest-
those are birds.
Yes, and there's Baba's samadhi.
Ah,
And
so
this
that's where you
is-
came in the morning for prayers.
Yes, yes. And let's see, we might get a shot of the sunrise. This is maybe.
So this is what, about 6:45 or
Yeah, almost. Yeah,
almost 7 a.m. in the morning? So prayers are done at 7 a.m.
exactly.
and 7 p.m.
Right.
daily,
Right.
365 days a year.
24/7. That's it. Yeah. Every day.
And Baba's tomb, you had the good fortune of, I guess, getting up in the morning early,
Right.
but by 6 a.m. and having the chance to sweep
clean.
and sponge
Yes.
and clean. The tomb is done daily.
Every morning.
Every
yes.
morning, the dust and
Yeah, it's a
everything else
privilege
is taken
and a
out.
pleasure to do that.
Beautiful
This is the
sunrise.
sunrise.
So that's the east you're facing. So
Exactly.
Baba's tomb is in back of you,
Right.
and there's a pilgrim on their way
Coming
to the
for
tomb.
prayers, yeah, coming for prayers.
I see.
And
So
I didn't film the prayers, so we'll cut to directly after the prayers.
I see. So this is, these are a couple Indian residents.
Yes, yes. Rama Rao to the left and Gita Ram. Beautiful.
This is some of the dwellings.
There's Baba's cabin, and this is Mansari's dog.
Oh, the little dog. It's a pet.
Rani.
And there's the Baba's tomb right here.
And here are people after Arti waiting for
Also,
darshan. Actually,
it's Meherabad now.
this is Meherabad.
Yeah.
And these are people.
Yeah. This is Meherabad.
Yeah.
The screen says Meherazad, so
Right.
we're at Meherabad now.
Yeah, after prayers, everybody has an opportunity to go and take Baba's darshan. And while people go and take darshan, the various musicians from around the world perform there. And that was a singer from Australia, Ross Keating. And this little boy here, his name is Vinod, and he usually also sings with his family. We'll have a shot of the whole family.
Oh, that must be wonderful.
It's really something for the little boy, and his dad plays the drums, and his brothers and sisters accompany him.
So everybody is gathered after the prayers
Yes.
in Arti. They're now singing, just serenading
Exactly.
Baba
Exactly.
with old favorites,
Yes.
whatever they may be, spiritual or contemporary.
Right, right. Many times the Indian disciples will sing Indian bhajans or ghazals.
So this gentleman is Mr. Keating from Australia.
From Australia, yes. And we were roommates, and we became very, very good friends. So
So it's the first time you ever met him.
yes, it was.
That's
yeah.
terrific. So, in other words, you developed this friendship.
We were like long lost brothers, is how it felt.
Oh my!
We kept referring to each other as brother. He calls me Big Brother. I don't know why.
That's great, Mark. That's a wonderful experience.
And this is the family,
it's the
beautiful
family.
singers, yeah. And they're all waiting to go and take Baba's darshan. And they choose a flower or more than one flower. Here we have these lovely owls again. And
You really got attached to these owls.
they were so sweet. I'm hoping the other one will fly into the screen. I think, oops, too bad.
Maybe he's flying in now.
Anyway,
was that the end of the video?
I don't know. But at any rate,
Yeah, but I thought there was more footage of that. But maybe not.
maybe not.
So, so in your experience in India, then, so you
Oh, there is some more footage. We can just talk if you like.
So you get up at 6 to clean the tomb.
Right, right.
Of course, say be there for prayers and art.
Prayers, yes. And this is Meherazad again.
Oh, this is back in Meherazad.
Meherazad.
Oh, this is when you were leaving, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Again, just the capturing of the warmth and friendliness and familiarity that exists there.
So many different kind of faces you're seeing there.
Yes, yes,
I mean, there's people from India,
yes.
from
Oh, this group is from Iran.
oh,
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
Iranian contingent. Oh, the gentleman in the white.
The white, the little boy, the lady. This whole group is from Iran. So they spoke no English.
They spoke no English.
No
So you didn't get the background on how if they had any trouble because
No.
getting across the border. Because I guess maybe Iran has been more liberal with their
I think so.
freeing the
Yeah.
populace to travel.
Yeah. I got to tell you one quick little story. You know, when we were in Meherabad, there was a little girl there that brought her father, who has a high-ranking job in the Indian government, and she wants to come for prayers and arti. So she brings the father to Baba. And I talked to them, and the father says ever since she was a little girl, she's always wanted to come there. And so she has brought her father to Baba.
She brought her father, who's a high-ranking official.
Yes, yes,
Wow,
yes.
that's a great story.
Beautiful story. I just love the warmth here, and I like to capture this.
So that vehicle, that's sort of like on blocks in back, the blue bus.
Right, right.
What was that from? Is
Baba-
that from the tour?
Yes, well, yeah. If you go to India, you'll learn a little bit of the history. Or if you come to the Baba Center, you'll hear some of the history behind all of these, what do we say, treasures that we now preserve. This is Balna 2 again. And I just want to share with people how the Mandli are. There's Alawaba again, this time with an Iranian group because he's...
So I noticed Westerners can dress in typical Western clothes. They can wear a T-shirt or Levi's.
Yes.
So there's no restrictions on dress.
No, but the Mandli dress up for us, so I try to make an effort.
I look at this gentleman, has a golf shirt on. You know. I see. So the residents would make an effort to dress up every day to present themselves like they're having guests over the house.
Right, right.
It's amazing. So they're available, I believe, until March 15th is when they close
That's
the
right.
Pilgrim Center.
Yeah, the temperature becomes too hot.
I see.
during the summer.
So that gives them a hiatus
Exactly.
until what, June or July?
I think until July.
July. So they're off for like 4 months then.
Yes. There's Eric looking at me filming. I got his permission. He doesn't enjoy being filmed anymore, but he gave permission because I said I'd like to share some of this footage of my trip with the West. So he has agreed to that.
So this footage we see now really gives us a feeling of the warmth and all the love that is there. But you know, if you went beyond this into the past, into the lives of these disciples who were with Meher Baba, I'm sure their lives were that of tremendous sacrifice, tremendous work daily in service, because Baba's symbol is mastery and servitude.
Right, right.
And so, can you imagine how? You know, they deserve this sort of retirement, but even though it's not retirement, can you imagine how would you like to greet maybe 20 to 50 pilgrims on every other day? Two bus loads of pilgrims arrive, and they greet everybody.
Everyone.
And look at Erich is writing a note using this lady's backrest.
They give so generously. I had made a request of Erich here to write a little note to a friend in England, and he took the time right then and there.
So he's using this lady's back.
Yes. But you see the generosity of spirit, the givingness. They give and give so much without questioning. Their love is so unconditional. they give until they're. And here's Katie with Dr. Anne from France.
Oh, she's from France.
Yes, and she lives there now and works in the hospital and dispensary.
Jai Baba, Katie.
So that's the famous blue bus.
Yes, it is.
Hello, Christine, the lady with the cherries. Come. We enjoyed your cherries. Cherries from
This is Dr. Gohel, the two sisters.
Oh, so that's Katie's sister, Dr. Gohel. Oh, that's
Baba's
wonderful.
personal physician, and they've been to, sisters, they've been with Baba all their lives.
That's wonderful.
And work to this day,
And Baba's love. Happy landing.
Thank you, Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you.
We see you.
Okay, good.
And this is when you're departing, everyone gathers to say goodbye.
Yes.
My brother.
And so now you're boarding the bus.
Exactly.
So this is the bus that runs back and forth takes you back to your pilgrim center.
Which is in Meherabad.
It's about 12 miles or 15 miles away.
The other side of Ahmednagar, so it's
15,
maybe 27
16
miles altogether.
Yeah. Wow.
These are the pilgrims.
It's wonderful. That was an old car.
Yes.
Baba traveled in that car back in the
Exactly.
50s and 60s.
And this is the goodbye as I'm leaving. This is my last day.
Oh, they wave at goodbye. Oh, look at it. They all come out to say goodbye.
Eric.
That's wonderful.
There we are.
Well, that was a wonderful little bit of a taste of flavor, as you said, Mark, of your trip to India, to both Meherabad and Meherazad. And we really thank you for sharing that. And I hope it's whet your appetite out there, folks, to maybe have a desire to visit India and to visit Meherabad and Meherazad, to have the chance to visit the same people Marc Brutus visited with, because their days are with us, are very, very special, and it's wonderful to be with them.
Well, thank you very much, Freddie, for the opportunity to come here and share this with you and with all the viewers. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark, for coming, and it was wonderful to have you.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Hari Paramatma Allah Ahuramas God Yazdahu Hari Paramatma Allah Ahuramas God Yazdahu Hari Paramatma